thing to ever be shown on TV, ever, ever, ever. You all right? Woo! Best day of my life.
With the All-Star game approaching, there's a good chance two familiar faces will be there to represent the National League. Former MVP and three-time All-Star Buster Posey has his Giants atop the National League West. Three-time All-Star Paul Goldschmidt has been the Diamondbacks centerpiece since his arrival in 2011. Goldschmidt and Posey in another National League West showdown next. You're looking at downtown Phoenix as we come to you from Chase Field. This is game 2 of this 3-game series, Giants and D-backs. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, a very nice win yesterday for the Giants. They got a lot of production out of their reserve players, out of the players that were called up from the minor leagues. And they got a start from Cueto. Well, another start for another guy that signed with the Giants in the offseason. That's Jeff Samardzija.
Well, and at times this year, Jeff Samardzija has been dominant. You go back 3 starts, his outing in Tampa, it was a 4-hit complete game. He was outstanding. His next outing, he didn't get into the 4th inning, gave up 6 runs. Last outing was very, very interesting because he went 6 innings, gave up 6 runs. In 4 of those innings, he had 1, 2, 3 innings. So he's coming out of this mechanical funk. For the Giants to be successful tonight, he's going to have command of that fastball on the corners. That'll be the key.
Yeah, and Samardzija has beaten the D-backs 1 time this year in 1 other start. Should be a good one. Patrick Corbin, he pitches well against the Giants, and then of course Jeff Samardzija. Stay tuned. We'll take you to our CSN Bay Area studios for an update right after this.
CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. It's back. The Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack. Taste it before it's gone at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
Here at Chase Field, we're getting ready for Game 2 of this 3-game series. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. It is a perfect time to get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open every day. 101 outside. It's 78 inside, humidity at 20%, and the roof is closed. Let's take a look at the Giants lineup. A little different from last night. It'll be Blanco, Pagan, and Belt. Buster Posey back in the lineup. He'll hit cleanup. And you see Buster loves this place. Crawford, Williamson, and Grant Green. Ruben Tejada gets a start at third. He's eighth, and Jeff Samardzija ninth.
On the hill tonight for the Arizona Diamondbacks will be the left-hander Patrick Corbin. Corbin, a 4-year veteran, 26 years of age, 6'3", 207-pounder, and this is what he has done in 16 starts. 4-6 with a 4.99 ERA, 69 strikeouts, about a 2-to-1 strikeout walk ratio. When you take your bats against him, you're going to see a low 90s fastball. He will sink and cut the fastball. He's got a really good slider. It's his best specialty pitch, and he'll also throw a changeup at you. Lifetime against the Giants, Patrick Corbin is 4-4 with a 3.48 ERA.
So here's Blanco. And Blanco takes outside, so we get started at 7:10, right on time. Blanco hitting .254. And he fouls this one out of play. Blanco went 2 for 5 last night. And that's also his numbers against Patrick Corbin lifetime. 2 for 5. Pagan and then Belt. Slow roller that Corbin will make an easy play. 1 out.
Let's take a look at the Diamondbacks defensively, starting in their outfield from left to right. It's going to be Herman, Bourne, and Tomas, the best arm in right field with Yasmani Tomas. Segura and Lamb on the left side of the infield. Gosselin and Goldschmidt on the right side. Wellington Castillo, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
Angel Pagan hitting .292. He took an 0 for 5 in the game last night. The only 0 for 5 by either team. And it is his birthday, so happy birthday to Angel Pagan. Outside corner strike, and that's called by Brian Knight, Tony Randazzo, Todd Tishnor, and then Bill Miller.
You're going to see a lot of low strikes tonight with Brian Knight's strike zone, but he does not have big corners. It's a tight zone. Good hitters strike zone. The pitch usage for Patrick Corbin this year, a lot of fastballs. I mean, he believes in it, but he'll 2 and 4 seam that fastball. Slider, best specialty pitch, and but he will throw a changeup more to righties than lefties.
One and 2 to Pagan. Pagan has faced Corbin a lot, 31 times. He's had 9 hits. And he goes around, and that hard breaking ball in the dirt. So Pagan is retired. And that'll bring up Belt.
Baseman number 9, Brandon Belt.
Belt last night went 0 for 3, scored a run. And Belt will usually get a walk or 2 throughout the course of a game, and he did take a walk last night. He's 2 for 5 lifetime against Corbin, and he shows bunt and he takes a strike. Segura's playing back, and the Diamondbacks aren't even going to call Belt's bluff.
Well, if you're going to punt it down third base line. Better be a good bunt. Patrick Corbin really fields his position well, especially going to his right towards third base.
Buster Posey to follow. Inside corner, 1-2. Giants have won a couple of games in a row. They're 27-15 on the road as Belt takes low.
Well, it's time now for our cold hard facts, brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. Most doubles before the All-Star break in San Francisco history. Well, Jeff Kent leads the pack, 28-27. Brandon Belt on his heels with 25. He's got a chance to make some noise. Aaron Rowan, Buster Posey, Jeffrey Leonard, Barry Bonds, all in that list.
And that'll end the inning. So Corbin with a couple of strikeouts. Samardzija coming out. Diamondbacks coming up. Samardzija. It'll be Segura, Bourne, and Goldschmidt. Lamb is in the cleanup spot. He's having a really terrific season, and he's had a home run in his last 3 games. It'll be Castillo, Herman, and then Yasmani Tomas. He'll hit 7th. Phil Gosselin is in the 8th spot, and then it's Patrick Corbin 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be the big right-hander Jeff Samardzija, 6'5", 225-pounder. Samardzija, 31 years of age, in his 7th year at the big league level. This is what he's done in 16 starts. Nice first half, 8-5 with a 3.91 ERA, 103 innings eaten up. You take your bats against Samardzija, you're going to see a high velocity cut and a high velocity sink going between 92 and 97 miles per hour. He also has a slider and a changeup, a circle changeup. Lifetime against the D-backs, 1-1 with a 3.89 ERA.
So Segura, who's having a fine year, he will step in and be the first Diamondbacks hitter. And he takes a strike. He's hitting .311. He's got 5 home runs, 34 runs batted in. 1 for 4 with a run scored last night. Bounces this one foul, and that got a piece of his foot.
Take a look at the pitch usage for Samardzija, and about 80% of the time you're going to see the fastball, whether it has cut on it or a sink on it. And then the slider is his best specialty pitch. The changeup is still a project, a pitch that we think that is going to be a big part of his future. The splitter, he's really not been throwing the splitter much past the first couple of starts. He kind of canned that split finger grip to a circle change.
Michael Bourne did this last night.
Oh, right off the top of the big toe.
Ouch.
Well, late movement on a fastball will cause this.
Usually it's time You need a little time.
Like how much?
Like maybe a week. No.
He's got to speed it up a bit.
Problem is you just start thinking about doing it again. That's the problem.
Well, if you're Samardzija, you got to throw that sinker down and into him, don't you?
Ouch. Just outside, 1-2.
Little paralysis fastball. Such a good pitch with the fastball just off the plate away from any hitter. If you keep it low. High, it's an easy take. Doesn't set up much.
Posey hangs on, and they got him.
Let's take a look at the Giants defensively tonight, starting in the outfield from left to right. It's going to be Pagan, Blanco, and Williamson, the best arm in right field with Mac Williamson. Crawford, Tejada on the left side of the infield. Green and Bell on the right side. Buster Posey back in the lineup. He'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
Michael Bourne hitting .265. 1 for 3 in the game last night. He's got a little ownage on Samardzija. He's 8 for 6, 8 for 16 with 3 doubles. Nothing in 2. What is that?
That's a slider right there. Good hard bite there. I mean, that's a kill pitch. Samardzija, Dave Rigetti doing a lot of homework between starts, trying to get back into that set of mechanics he had early in the season. Go back 3 starts, complete game 4-hitter against Tampa in Tampa. In his next outing, 3 innings, gave up 6 runs. Just really didn't have a great command of the fastball that day. Got him. Good hard slider again for the payoff pitch.
Riding the slider.
Set up an outside target. This thing just drops right down the middle. And Michael Bourne frozen. Very low hand position. Big upper body turn. And a nice position with his hand release out in front of his front foot. I mean, for a guy 6'5" who's long-legged, that's a pretty compact motion. And that's what they've been working on.
Goldschmidt at .298. Always dangerous. 1 for 4 last night. There's a belt tie strike.
Samardzija last outing went 6 innings and gave up 6 runs, but 4 of those innings he had 1, 2, 3 innings. He was dominant. And that's kind of how it goes for a pitcher struggling with mechanics. I mean, you'll have 4 good innings and you'll have that 1 bad inning that could cost you a game.
Goldschmidt is 2 for 14 in his career against Samardzija with 7 strikeouts. Out of play into the writers section of this press box.
You see the numbers or lack of. Not many guys have that kind of ownage on Paul Goldschmidt. Especially 7 strikeouts and 14 at bats. That's the stat that jumps off the page at you.
2-2.
Nice miss. Got Popeye forearms.
Samardzija strikes out the side. Wow. 5 strikeouts in this game. May 13th, 2016 here in Arizona. Jeff Samardzija went 8 innings, allowed 8 hits, an earned run, no walks, 3 strikeouts. He threw 112 pitches. And here's Buster Posey. Buster did not play last night. He's hitting .288. And Corbin to Posey, and it's in the dirt. Buster, pretty good numbers against Corbin, 10 for 31 with 2 doubles. Three and 0.
Corbin in 2013 really had a breakout year with 14 and 8, over 200 innings, and they thought this guy was going to be the ace. He goes into the next year in 2014, and right at the end of spring training, he hurts his elbow, has to have Tommy John, so he misses the next year and a half. And then last year he winds up throwing about half a year, 16 starts, 85 innings. So they really had high expectations for him this year, and he really hasn't got into the set of mechanics that allows him the consistency to be the pitcher he was back in 2013 when he won 14 games.
And the walk.
Check out this summer's family special events. Awesome giveaways are connected with our annual programs, Hello Kitty, Lego, and Peanuts events, and of course the long-standing fan favorite, Pixar Day, sponsored by Monterey Bay Aquarium. Go to sfgiants.com/special events and check it out.
Here's Crawford. Crawford at 273. 0 for 3, scored a run last night. He drew a walk. So Buster Posey draws the walk, and the Giants have their first base runner. And a rocket into right center field, a base hit. Posey is going to turn the corner, or turn the bag at second, and he's going to be at third. And the Giants, just like that, have runners at the corners with nobody out.
Yeah, Crawford not waiting around. He went up there looking for one pitch, one location, and he got it. He guessed right. And he was ready to take advantage of it. Outside target, this thing misses middle in, right there, mid-thigh. Just kind of a get-it-in fastball. And Brandon Crawford makes it pay.
Here's Mac Williamson. RBI opportunity for Williamson. He's hitting .222. And he takes a pitch low and away. He put on quite a show in batting practice, but so did Jeff Samardzija.
Well, and it's hard to. I can't tell you whose was better. Samardzija was flipping him up there in the front row, which is the sports grill up in the second tier of the bleachers and left. Well, Williamson was too, but not as many as Samardzija.
He's trying to get Williamson to bite on that, and he's not.
And he's pitching for the ground ball too, pounding the knees. But hey, I mean, 2 pitches now and a 2-0 count. He's got to come in that strike zone.
And a strike. So it's two balls and 1 strike. That was a pretty good pitch.
Yeah, that's how you take away count leverage. You make a perfect pitch on the outside corner at the knees. You're not going to look for that when you're ahead the count 2-0. You're looking for something up, out over the plate.
Out of play, 2-2. So there was the fastball that you're looking for, and Mac Williamson was a little tardy.
That's something you see as a catcher, as a pitcher. If the guy's not catching up to you, figure ahead in the count 2-1. He's looking fastball, and you've seen a couple. And if he's late on that first swing, throw another one. Instead, he goes back foot slider. That's a pretty good take right there.
Yeah, so now you almost figure that you're going to see a 3-2 fastball. Three and two.
Fastball, they're setting up away.
Topper. They're going to come home, and he throws it away, and Posey's going to score. Crawford goes to third. Williamson is at second. Segura just kind of threw one that sailed away from Castillo.
You know, Nick Ahmed, the everyday shortstop, is away from the team right now on paternity leave. So Gene Segura, who's been playing second base all year, goes back to shortstop, a position he played for many years with the Brewers, and his first opportunity coming in, just throws a good two-seam fastball. It just wasn't close. Posey was going to be out by 20 feet.
Mike Butcher is out.
Sure what he's talking about unless he sees a mechanical flaw. You know, I don't think he's really throwing that poorly. First time through the lineup, you know what your game plan is going to be against everybody in that lineup. They do have an open base. They do know that Green's been hot, and they want to pitch around him and give him the base and face the bottom of the lineup. That's all I can think of.
Green is 4 for 9 since being summoned from Sacramento. And a strike on the inside corner.
I mean, this is a strikeout situation in the mind of Corbin, and this is a great way to pitch for when you have an open base at first base. Every pitch in your mind, you're thinking, I'm going corner. Any mistake out over the middle of the plate is that. It's a mistake.
And this pop-up is out of way. He came in again on a fastball.
Talk about Green. I mean, he doesn't overswing. Him right now, it's all about bat head control. Watch his fastball cut right in on his hands. Really bunched him up. Good pitch. Elbows bent.
Little low.
Kind of hold your breath when some of those low strikes go, or those low pitches go down, because Brian Knight can call them strikes. He's got a very low strike zone.
Green's job, put it in play. Crawford is at third. Williamson is at second. And this is probably not going to do it. It's going to be a long run for Goldschmidt, and it's dropped by Goslin, and it remains to be seen whether Goslin would have been able to recover and throw out Crawford or not.
Yeah, you're right. It's a good point. His momentum was really going hard away from the play. But the D-backs giving the Giants another out. That would have been a good play.
It would have been interesting to see what would have happened, because it would have taken Goslin a little while to get his feet underneath him to make a throw.
Yeah, I don't know how much he could have got on that throw.
So it was 1-2. And he got him.
Here's the drop foul ball, but look at the and Brandon Crawford at third base. His job is to come off that bag and force a throw. And he just might have tried to score.
I think he was going. Tejada does not have a hit in a Giants uniform. He's 0 for 7. He has had 3 lifetime hits and 10 at bats against Patrick Corbin. Low, 1 ball and no strikes.
The longer it takes you to get your first hit with your new team, the harder it is to get your first hit with your new team.
It'll put a capital G in grind, that's for sure. There's Samardzija on deck. Two balls and no strikes. And it may be that they're not going to give Tejada anything to hit. Samardzija's got 6 RBIs, and he's very capable of hurting you at the plate. So we'll see what Patrick Corbin does. On this 2-0 pitch. Three and 0.
I think this is a situation when you let an 8-hitter go. You got a 3-0 count. You're looking for a pitch. This is going to be a situation where you can look for a fastball, look for a side of the plate, gamble.
Plus, you give him the green light, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
On the ground, in the hole, a base hit. Crawford's going to score. Williamson stops at third, and there's Tejada's first hit in a Giants uniform, and it knocks in a run.
And green light and a 3-0 count indeed. And that's how you take advantage of it. Good at bat. Now it's going to be a little easier to swing the bat. And let's watch Ruben Tejada's first hit as a Giant. Little cut fastball right up there, get it in situation at the belt. And just rakes it right through the left side. And finally, he finds a hole.
I mentioned Samardzija with 6 RBIs. He's 5 for 34. And it'll be interesting to see if Bruce Bochy even lets Samardzija bunt. Foul.
Yeah, one thing though, I mean, Corbin falls off towards the third base side. They're playing Phil Goslin, the second baseman. I mean, he's back. So if you could bunt that ball down the first base line, I mean, from a safety squeeze, Mac Wilson at third base got good speed. It's not a bad play.
A little low to even the count. A walk to Posey started out this rally. Of course, the error helped by Segura. High and foul down the right field line. A souvenir. It's a good crowd tonight. Good Saturday night crowd. The games here in Arizona normally start during the week at 6:40. On Saturday nights 7:10. Give the folks a chance to enjoy their day and then come out to the yard.
4th of July weekend. There's bunting hung on the top deck.
Samardzija, double play ball. That's one. That's it. A run scores. Samardzija reaches on a fielder's choice, and it's 3-0.
Right now, Segura just a little bit of a bobble. D-backs have to settle for 1 run, or for 1 out, which produces 1 run.
Tejada had to be careful sliding into second with the Tejada rule.
Well, yeah. Yeah, he was the victim.
Well, Giants had a trail 3-0 last night. Came back and beat the Diamondbacks. So in this ballpark, nothing's safe. Blanco hit a ball back to Patrick Corbin in the first. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, Jeff Samardzija from the right side going down the line at 4-5 with a big swing, and took him a little while to get unwound. He can move still.
Yeah.
Former All-American wide receiver at Notre Dame. You would expect that.
He's one of those guys that he's fast as a football player, but when he had the football in the hand, he was faster.
He's just a good athlete. He's fun to watch.
Plus, it is Shark Week.
It is Shark Week. Jeff Samardzija's nickname.
It's good for Blanco or for Pagan too, right?
Blanco.
Or make that Blanco. Oh, is it going to fall? Shark Week. Giants lead 3-0.
CSN Bay Area is brought to you by AAA. Get a free road trip day pack with a AAA insurance quote. Go to AAA.com/roadtrip or a AAA branch for details. Restrictions apply.
Giants Insider Podcast is live on CSNBayArea.com, and you can log on each week as insider Alex Pavlovich. He talks with players, coaches, special guests, and more. Check it out. It's also available on iTunes. Do you think Alex is having a cold in somewhere watching this one?
Yeah, I do.
I bet he is. I bet he's kind of laughing at Henry Schulman and Andrew Baggerly and that group. Chris Aft having a cold one.
Just feet up.
Yeah. The life of Alex Pavlovich. Here's Lamb. Lamb, Castillo, Herman, and a call strike. Lamb hit a long home run over, I think, 440 last night. And that was number 18 for him.
He's having a good year.
Yeah.
I mean, the halfway point of the season, and you double what he's put up, he's on a pace for a 36 home run year with over 100 RBIs.
Big chopper to Green, and Green will throw out Lamb. On this infield, it has to be a high chopper. Otherwise, those balls squirt through.
Talking to Brandon Belt today about the speed of the infield. He says you just don't have time. Off the crack of the bat, you're thinking, yeah, I could do this, and then it's by you. It really minimizes your range, especially to your backhand side where you have to reach across your body. You just don't have the range you do, especially at AT&T.
Here's Castillo. 279 with 9 home runs. Takes a strike. Castillo's got 27 runs batted in. Rockies and Dodgers are at it. That game in the second inning. Dodgers leading 2-0. 0-2. 94.
An easy 94. One thing that Dave Rigetti and Jeff Samardzija have tried to do is really slow down the way that he turns to get gathered before he starts his motion home. To be in control so that when you drop your stride step towards your target, you're not landing on the outside of your left foot. You're landing in a square position so you can get balanced drive towards your target.
On the ground, Crawford on the backhand. Brandon to Brandon, 2 down. So here's Chris Herman. Oh, what did Chris Herman do last night? Let's look. 1 for 4 with a strikeout.
He's got good speed.
Foul back right off the bat, going after a fastball. Bad news in Cleveland. The thrill is gone.
The 14-game winning streak has come to an end.
Over. They lost 9-6 today in Toronto. And I think Terry Francona got the heave-ho in that one.
There was some controversy in that game.
Tapped slowly. Samardzija on the run. And that'll be an infield hit for Chris Herman.
First hit of the night for the D-backs. It's going to be an interesting play. Samardzija gets to this play quickly. He realized he had to get beyond the runner to create an angle so he could throw to Belt. So he goes well past the baseline, but he has a problem getting it out of his glove.
Yeah, and Belt didn't have time to read it to go the other way. It would be very odd for a first baseman to stretch in foul territory, but that's if he'd had time what he would have needed to do. There's Tomas. Samardzija out of the stretch for the first time. And a strike, and it's 0-1. So out of the stretch he goes 95.
And he pounds the knees first release, so that's a nice transition from the windup into the stretch. Flawless. That was a Brian Knight strike down at the base of the knees.
Out of play.
Well, greater coverage of baseball brought to you by T-Mobile last night. Bottom of the ninth, Yasmani Tomas grounds into a 3-6 double play. One of the best we've seen all year. Every throw was absolutely perfect. The footwork was impeccable, and the Giants get 2 outs in what was a runner at first and third, no-out situation. As Castillo was trying to protect a 2-run lead, he would eventually do that. That is our greater coverage of baseball brought to you by T-Mobile. That was a play.
That was a play. I'm saying that there's one up the middle. That even your son Wes, the great dancer that he is, would have been proud of that play. That's what they are, dancers sometimes. Good footwork.
Brought to you by your Bay Area Hyundai dealers. Great deals on amazing cars are going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
Giants with a 3-0 lead. And Pagan will lead things off. Pagan struck out in the first inning. And here he takes a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Giants scored 3 runs on 2 hits. It helped that Gene Segura threw a ball away and juggled a double play ball. 2-0. So Corbin opened up the second inning with a walk to Posey. I'm quite certain that he doesn't want to do that here to Pagan. And a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. Belt and then Posey. Segura to Goldschmidt. Kind of a mock cheer, which I'm sure Segura appreciates. The Rockies will join us at AT&T Park Monday, July 4th through Wednesday, the 6th. The Tuesday and Wednesday game will be Bumgarner on Tuesday, Cueto on Wednesday, and you can get your tickets. There are still seats available at sfgiants.com/tickets. Here's Belt. Belt struck out in the first inning. Well, that shows me right there that Belt is not picking up Patrick Corbin.
No, you're right. And what happens is you just don't see the spin off the ball. It's not clear.
1-2. Corbin to Belt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Giants play tomorrow and then home for 3, a day off on Thursday, and then the D-backs will be in for the final weekend of the first half of the season. Two pitch to Belt. Belt, a little roller, foul. That would be one you want to keep fair.
Yeah, that would have been a thing.
Normally you would not take a hit like that, but that one you would.
A little check swing roller. Yeah, you would. Big shift, big space on the left side.
And a base hit. He hits it through the shift.
Shift beater. He's got to feel good about that.
Oh.
Stack up the right side. 3 big league infielders to no avail. And it looked like Gosselin, the second baseman, had a little lean towards second base. He was cheating.
Muster walked and scored in the second. And coming out of his shoes swinging. And it's 0-1.
He had some conviction on that swing.
Yeah. On the ground, it could be a pair. 1, 2. Bottom of the third coming up. It'll be Gosselin, Corbin, and Segura. 3-0 Giants.
Giants baseball on CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com.
Here in the desert, it's a 3-0 lead for the Giants. Gosselin, Corbin, Segura. 3 strikeouts for Samardzija in the first, 3 ground balls for Samardzija in the second. And call strike. Up the middle, Crawford's going to cut it off.
Gosling gets down that line well. A little middle note you make. If you're a big league infielder, you know who can run, who can't run.
Absolutely.
But it also helps to have a howitzer on your shoulder like Brandon Crawford has. One of the best arms in the game. It might be the best shortstop arm.
Corbin has 11 hits this year. 11. 12. And he's at second base.
Well, he was up there ready. And that's 9 for 9 from Jeff Samardzija, first pitch strikes. And you mentioned the success he's had swinging the bat this year. He's up there looking for a fastball. Goes with the outside location. That's a good swing. You can see why he's got the batting average that he has. Right down the line, and he runs well. So he puts himself in scoring position for the top of the lineup.
Segura struck out in the first. Pass to Hada. Corbin will be held up at third. So Segura hits a bullet right past Tejada.
Another first pitch swing of the bat. So 10 for 10 in first pitch strikes. And it looks like the Diamondbacks have a plan to try and take advantage of that. I mean, that's what you want to do. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It just mix your pitch up. Maybe if a team starts to get aggressive on a first pitch, now you think corner instead of just get it in.
Up the middle. Crawford shovels it to Green. On to Belt, not in time. Bochy's not so sure.
Hard hit ball. Bourne runs extremely well. Safe. And that speed of his is what got him the RBI and kept this inning going. They will not challenge that one.
So here's Goldschmidt.
I don't know that Grant Green could have turned it any quicker.
No. Outside to Goldschmidt. And a strike. That'll even the count. Bourne's got 6 steals on the year. I think you made the point yesterday with Bourne at first and Goldschmidt at the plate. Goldschmidt, you're really in scoring position when he's at the plate.
No, you are.
Especially in this ballpark. Pagan will have room, and that'll end the inning. So the D-backs on the board. It's 3-1 after 3.
Great.
Hey, you ever wonder what your pets think about, talk about, and what they do when we're not home? Well, this summer the secret is out. From the humans behind Despicable Me comes The Secret Life of Pets in theaters on Friday.
Crawford to lead things off. He singled in the second. I have a general idea what our pets are thinking.
Yeah? What?
Well, I don't know. I would have to see them at that particular time. You know if they're hungry, thirsty.
I have a 12-year-old golden retriever, and all she's worried about is how fast she can get up on the couch when we walk out the door.
Well, we have our own entertainment. We have a blind kitten. It's pretty fascinating watching a blind kitten chase a fly from one end of the house to the other without bumping into anything.
Amazing. That's amazing.
Crawford skies one to left. Back Herman. It is out of here. And the Giants get that run back. It's 4-1.
Out of here, indeed. Boy, he jumped on that.
Gives you an idea of how many home runs a guy like Crawford loses at AT&T Park.
Well, you're right. Missed a fastball out of the plate, and what he learned to do when he got to the big leagues is take lefties to left field. Now he can do it with power.
Uh-oh. High and deep to left. It is out of here.
Wow.
I thought it was going to hit the scoreboard.
I think
And
it
it
did.
may have.
Wow.
There are back-to-backs, and then there are that.
Well, this place is buzzing. You talk about getting every bit of this one from a guy 6'4", 240. And it does. It hits the scoreboard. Oh, man.
I don't know how they got to 460 so fast, but that's what they got it at.
Wow. I mean,
Grant Green, high and deep to right. No, sorry. One out.
yeah, you're killing me.
I'm disappointed in Grant Green.
If there had been a pop-up, you'd have the same call.
I got to tell you, very disappointed in Grant Green.
Well, I mean, look, 460. You don't see 460 to straightaway center very often. You just don't. 460 is usually to the pull side. That was a big wow. What that was.
Hit out to right field for Tomas. 17 home runs given up by Corbin.
Now the point you were making before Mac Williamson interrupted our conversation.
Yeah, well, what's up with that?
Because there are a lot of home runs that Crawford doesn't get at AT&T that he would get here.
Well, I mean, the ball he hit here, it's going to travel. The air is drier and altitude's a little higher. But I'm not sure that the ball he hit there gets to the, it may get to the warning track. Samardzija down the right field line and out of play.
I'll tell you what, after those first two at bats in this inning, everybody's up there coming out of their shoes. This is pure power. And a chance to see the flight of the ball. And
Two and one. 2-2.
he's trying to join the party.
He is.
Samardzija can hit him as far as anybody. And that includes Mac Williamson.
Out of play. Let's see where this lands. That's the fun part for us.
And it's off the scoreboard. That's the first one of those I've seen in this ballpark. Oh, look out.
Gone. Foul. And two home runs in this inning, back to back. Crawford goes the other way. That's impressive. Mac Williamson says, "You want to see impressive? Cueto on the Giants lineup last night. He says, "I do hope the guys on the DL come back soon, but you can tell there's a lot of talent in the minor leagues here. They're eager to show what they can do, and they got me a win today." Well, he had a lot to do with it too.
Yeah, he did. I mean, you think about his outing last night. He gives up 3 in the first inning.
Sick.
And not feeling good at all. And after that, they only score 1 more run. He goes 7, gets the win. And when they gave him the lead late, it was it. He shut the door until he handed it to the bullpen in the 8th.
Here's Lamb. Lamb takes a call strike at the knee. Yeah, you miss the Duffys. You miss the Panics being in the lineup. Pence.
Well, the good news is they're going to be back.
Yeah, absolutely.
They haven't missed the whole season.
Up high, 1 ball and 1 strike to Lamb.
And when they come back, I mean, they will have been rested. Their legs will be fresh. And they'll be raring to go. They'll bring energy.
2-1.
There's 2 ways to look at every situation. Obviously, the negative is they're not here now. They're not able to contribute. But this team's winning games without them. The positive side of it is that they're going to come back, and they are going to have some rest on those legs.
2-2. Hunter Pence hit today on the field.
First time.
And he was, it's amazing. It was like he swung the same way, as hard as he could. Three and 2 to Lamb. Because if you're going to come back and start to swing, here in Denver would be the place to do it. It'll help your confidence a little bit.
I agree.
Big game from Trevor Brown last night.
He had one of the 2 biggest hits.
Up the middle. Diving. Crawford underhands it to Belt. And the throw is just a little bit offline. What a great try by Crawford. It'll be a hit.
Well, it really was. I mean, I thought the crack of the bat, I thought it was nobody's going to get to it. That ball was hit well. They had played a shift. Crawford's on the second base side of second base. This thing goes almost over the bag, takes 2 hops down to his belly, and then from a knee, he tries to sling one to first, and he just goes up the line a bit, taking Belt off the bag. But talking about A for effort, and he's probably upset about it. So a leadoff hit.
Here's Castillo. And he takes a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Castillo bounced out to Crawford. And a bat came in the 2nd inning. That's a rocket into left center field. This is going to be Lamb. Lamb is going to score, and it's 5-2. RBI number 27 for Wellington Castillo. Chris Herman had a little dribbler down the first base line. He picked up for a hit. And it's low. 1 ball and no strikes. There's Manny Tomas on deck. Driven into right center field and hit well, and off the wall, coming in to score is Castillo, and I think that should be a home run.
I wasn't quite sure as to where it hit. I mean, there's a yellow line out there that is a bit unorthodox. You don't normally see the yellow line come across the field and go up.
It's gone.
So, the Diamondbacks have answered.
No, I beg your pardon. I thought Herman was jogging around the bases. He was just giving his batting gloves to the third base coach.
I think it's a double. Looked to me like it was on the line or just a little bit inside the line. That is a reviewable play. They'll look at that. Now, second base umpire Todd Tichenor was out there on the call, but I think that Chip Hale saying, well, why don't you look? So why not? This replay review presented by Xfinity. As Bill Miller, the crew chief, heads over. Ball just hits inside the line. I don't think they're going to give him a home run on this. unless they get an angle that we haven't seen. Oh, that's a double. That's not a home run. If it goes a foot over, it's gone. But it's almost like you have 4 foul lines here, because the 2 lines that jut up from the line that goes across the top of the fence and then goes up to the center field part of the field. If it lands on the left side like this, that's in play. If it's on the other side of the yellow line, that's a home run.
Well, I know one thing. He hit the snot out of it.
Oh, man.
There's 3 loud balls hit here in the 4th inning.
I'm writing down double.
I'm going to write it down too. Actually, I'd say that there were some hard hit balls this entire inning, top and bottom. It is going to be a double.
So Dave Righetti going to come out, and this is going to be about mechanics right here, this conversation with Jeff Samardzija. Because what he's doing this inning is he's elevating, he's getting the ball up. And this is what happened to him in his last outing against the A's. 1 inning, he had a problem getting the ball down, and in that 1 inning, he gave up a lot of loud contact. You're coming out of a mechanical problem. You'll throw 3 good ones, 2 bad ones, 4 good ones, 1 bad one. But the 1 bad ones, I mean, those are the ones that can cost you.
Yasmani Tomas bounced out to Brandon Crawford in the 2nd. Grounds this one to Crawford again. Having to stay at 2nd is Herman. 1 out.
It just seems like more often than not, every time Dave Righetti goes out there, has a conversation regarding mechanics with the guy, I mean, he gets him right back in. And that was a nice little slider that got hit off the end of the bat. The Diamondbacks continue to be very aggressive on that first pitch. And with that out for Samardzija, it brings some calm to him.
It does. Here's Goslin, who rolled out to Crawford. Patrick Corbin is on deck. 5-3 Giants. Outside and low, 2-0. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike.
3 pitches, 3 sliders. The guy on deck is not just your average hitting pitcher. Patrick Corbin can swing it. He's already got a double in this game.
Outside corner, 2-2.
Nice little 2-seam fastball at 95. After 3 straight sliders, I bet that looked like it was 114 miles an hour. But everything since Righetti has gone out there has been down around the knees.
Blanco out in right center field, and he makes the running catch. He gets it back in quickly as Herman moves to 3rd.
Let's play Blanco. He had to go a long way for that ball. So Goslin gives it a pretty good ride to the opposite gap. But Blanco draws a beat on it, runs it down. High over the shoulder backhander. And now for Samardzija, he's going to pitch Corbin like he's Paul Goldschmidt.
Green on to Belt, and the damage will be 2 runs. After 4, it's 5-3 Giants.
It's time for the NorCal Acura Grand Slam giveaway on CSN. Christina Lamb, you will win an Acura MDX. If a Giants player hits a Grand Slam this inning, go to AcuraNorCalDealers.com for more information on how to enter. So Christina Lamb.
Yeah, it's a good spot in the lineup for Christina.
Yeah, you're right.
Posey could be at the plate with the bases loaded. Crawford could be. Johnny Cueto feeling better. Not so good last night. For a while. Blanco is 0 for 2. And he takes a strike. .251 for Gregor Blanco. Doesn't have a home run. That's a bit odd. He's got power.
Johnny Cueto last night, 7 innings, 4 runs allowed, 3 of which were in the first inning. He settled down, allowed 1 the rest of the way, no walks, 9 strikeouts, and he walks out of here a win. And for Cueto, his 12th of the year.
Blanco a little tardy on the bunt. It's 1-2.
Chris Sale with the White Sox got his 14th win today.
He did.
14-2.
Wow. And he went around, so Blanco's out.
All right, time for our Togo's Big Play the Togo's way. Last night, top of the 6th, Trevor Brown. Runners at first and third, 2 outs. Pitcher on deck to hit a 2-run double off Shelby Miller. The Giants would take the lead and never give it back. That is our Togo's Big Play the Togo's way. I'm just afraid to pitch to Johnny Cueto, the way I look at it.
Here's Pagan, who's 0 for 2 with Belt on deck.
You know, when you go to Coors Field in Colorado, you always have the mentality, add on, never stop, add on. And it's pretty much the same philosophy here offensively.
That's true. There's a strike.
Johnny Cueto, the only pitcher in San Francisco history to win his first 8 decisions on the road to start a season. So congratulations, Johnny Cueto. Put yourself in the history books.
Pagan finds himself behind in the count. It's no balls and 2 strikes.
And in 134 years of Giants history, he's the first guy to have 12 wins before the All-Star break with dreadlocks.
Yep. In the dirt, 2-2. Pagan trying to get on for Brandon Belt.
Just a wee bit inside. Corbin wanted it. Wellington Castillo, the catcher for the D-backs, wanted it.
Lamb on the backhand. And Goldschmidt digs it out.
It's a Gold Glover at first base, and he just showed the softness of his hands. That was not an easy play. Lamb going to his right. Pagan runs well. And a skimmer that comes up to the backhand side. And this is not an easy play. And for Goldschmidt, he makes it look routine. Beautiful.
Now Lamb moves to the right of second base with Belt. It's tough if Goldschmidt doesn't come up with that. Lamb's going to get charged with an error after making a nice play. He's made 12 errors this year. So that's when you give your first baseman a big hug in between innings. Belt rolls this one to Segura. And that'll end the inning. So nice inning for Corbin. Top of the order coming up. It's 5-3 Giants. True stories is this one on this date in 1963. At the stick, it was the Braves and the Giants. It was Marichal and Spahn, and they went 16 innings and they threw them all. Complete game for both pitchers. Spahn got the loss. He gave up a walk-off to Mays in the 16th inning. Here's the interesting note. Spahn threw 201 pitches and Marichal threw 227 pitches. Now every pitching coach would have been fired.
Well, yeah, and manager and general manager. And the other thing too, the game time.
Here's the 0-1 to Segura. On the ground to Belt. Belt's got it.
It was 4 hours and 10 minutes. That's a 16-inning game.
Yeah.
Another true story is this date in Giants history. July 2nd, 1933, the Polo Grounds. That's when Carl Hubble pitched an 18-inning shutout in Game 1 of a doubleheader to beat the Cardinals 1-0. 12 strikeouts in those 18 innings. The Giants also won the second game 1-0. Roy Parmalee shut through the shutout. The Giants won in the nightcap.
Hubble got the save in the second one. No. No, they let him go home.
That's back when men were men.
What would Bruce Jenkins say? Manly men on a ship of men?
Yeah. It's so fitting.
1 ball and 1 strike to Michael Bourne.
They didn't have pitch counts back then.
There's a strike to Bourne. It's 1-2.
Where were we a couple days ago? They were talking about this date in Giants or in baseball history. There was a game that went 9-inning games, and in that game they used 1 baseball.
Yeah, how about that? Not happened now.
It's back when baseballs were baseballs.
Foul back. So those balls were manly balls.
Yeah, in a bag of baseballs.
Manly men on a ship of men. One of the all-time great lines.
Yep.
Bruce Jenkins. Hit out to center field. And Blanco puts it away. Here's Goldschmidt.
You saw this guy the first time, and he was stone cold. And we just couldn't figure out who this guy was. It wasn't Paul Goldschmidt. Well, since that time, he has found his swing.
It's his bobblehead today. As Samardzija jumps out in front. 0-1. Just a bit outside. That's where Buster Posey wanted it, thinking that Samardzija might take a rip at it. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Buster Posey looking at where a hitter positions himself in the box every pitch. Those are good pitches.
Same spot. 2 balls and 1 strike.
I mean, I'm not saying they're strikes, they're just good pitches.
Two and two.
Staying on that outside corner.
See where Posey sets up. They're going to go away again. And this is hit to right. And that'll end the inning. Both pitchers with 1, 2, 3, 5th. 6th inning coming up. Buster Posey's going to step up and hit first. Buster tonight has walked and he's bounced into a double play. And Corbin's first pitch is low, 1 ball and no strikes. Two and 0.
Now a chance to really zone in here.
Hooks this one foul. That's exactly what he did. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Three and 1. There's Crawford. 83 pitches now for Corbin. Three and 2.
3-1. Getting after it again. That's a pretty good location pitch that Corbin made there. I mean, it's right on the outside corner at the knees.
Buster hits a high pop-up headed to the second level, which would be our level, and it remains at 3 and 2.
I mean, it's not an easy way to pitch. When you put yourself in 2-0, 3-1 counts to a guy with power. I mean, the way you neutralize it is with good location, which is what he's done twice. But you are flirting with danger.
And another healthy rip and another foul ball out of play.
Yeah, he's not getting cheated.
Here's a Buster Posey fan.
Yep, looks like he brought his TV set.
And the walk.
Good at bat.
Well, you can hear about it, read about it, but sometimes it's better just watching. And this was Hunter Pence today.
Now coming back from surgery on his hamstring, a hamstring injury that actually had the tendon detached from the bone. So he's been repaired. It's a matter of healing. Today he was allowed to hit for the first time. And trying to hold him back is like trying to keep water from boiling on an open flame. It's just, he's in the go mode. They're going to go slow.
Here's Crawford. Crawford ropes one to right, and it's Tomas who goes down to a knee to make the catch. I think he's seeing it pretty good right now.
Patrick Corbin is not fooling Brandon Crawford.
If you missed Mac Williamson's home run, we'll give you a heads up. This hit the scoreboard.
Just a matter of how far over the fence it was going to go, and it hit the scoreboard that we've never seen happen before. That had a big time wow factor on it. This place was buzzing.
So here he is again. Reached on an error in the second. And he takes in tight, 1 ball and no strikes. On deck is Grant Green. One ball and one strike. .91 pitches now for Patrick Corbin. We don't know who that is.
Enrique Burgos, right-hander. Just now starting to get stretched.
Two balls and one strike.
Trying to hit the scoreboard again there. Well, that's good.
Well, healthy rips, absolutely.
A guy that can hit the ball as far as he can. That's exactly what Bruce Bochy wants to see. He does not want to see him take swing out and go to right. And I think he wants to see the same thing in a 2-strike count.
And it hit him. So Mac Williamson has been on base 3 times. And here's Grant Green. Chip Hill's coming out, and he's going to the bullpen. So a rally for free for the Giants here in the 6th, although Crawford did hit a bullet that was caught. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. Orange Friday happy hour is presented by Lagunitas. You get a special event package. It's going to feature music from Neon Velvet and a beverage. You get your first beverage and a ticket to the D-backs game. Remember, you need that special ticket to get in. sfgiants.com/special events, and you need to go there if you want more information.
So Enrique Burgos, the right-hander, who we saw earlier in the season, activated today. There are 9 guys in the D-backs bullpen right now. So Burgos coming out. You see a low to mid-90s fastball with a cut. He throws a lot of cutters. He's got a slider. Go get him.
Here's Green. Look out. Almost gets Green right in the chin, and it's 1 ball and no strikes.
And they set up inside, and this thing is going right at his face at 94.
Tap foul, 1 ball and 1 strike. Green is struck out and he's hit a fly ball to right. Posey's at second. Williamson's at first. Bottom of the order has really done well recently for the Giants, and that's where they're at right now.
Yeah, especially Green. He's been hot.
Backing out of play, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Green steps out. Ruben Tejada on deck, and then Samardzija. Two and two. I'll tell you right now, this is not a comfortable at bat.
No, he's a little spooky, especially when Burgos tries to throw the inside corner. I mean, he's flying that front shoulder. I mean, and he can throw a fastball, trying to hit the glove on the inside corner for a strike, right at your dome if you're hitting down the right side against him.
Tapped near the bag. That's 1, and that's 2. And that'll end the inning. Jake Lamb to lead things off.
On CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. And by Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience TV.
Well, in partnership with Majestic, fans who bring in a used Giants jersey to any Giants dugout store will receive 30% off on a new Giants jersey. The donated jerseys will go to Operation Care and Comfort, a veterans organization who will distribute them to active military personnel. Offer is valid through July 6th, so go to your local Giants dugout store for more information. Hot tub, swimming pool, big league hardball.
Here's Lamb. Lamb hits it out to center field. Blanco back, and Blanco's going to play it off the wall. And it'll be a leadoff double for Lamb.
Take a look at where the location of the pitch was. Like may have been even a changeup on the outside corner. I mean, that's just good hitting. I don't think that was a hanger. That was movement running away from Lamb on the outside part of the plate.
I'm saying you got a cheek and a half into that one.
Yeah.
Now this is where the lineup was when the D-backs scored 2 in the 4th. Lamb opened up the inning with a base hit. Castillo knocked him in with a double.
The reaction from Jeff Samardzija. Could not believe the carry on that swing of the bat from Jake Lamb.
And a hanger and a called strike. Tapped off of Castillo. One and two. This is going to be a long run for Belt, and Belt's going to slide and come up short. So we'll reset and do it again.
Good effort.
Good effort. Absolutely.
See that ball game today in Boston. Angels in Fenway Park beat the Red Sox 21-2. And in that game, Carlos Pena and C.J. Cron combined to go 11 for 12 with 11 RBIs. Wow. C.J. Cron 6 for 6 with 5 RBIs. How about that guy?
Wow. Posey setting up in. Castillo got it out of there. It's 1 and 2. It's Barrett and Clippard in the bullpen.
Outside corner. Pretty good battle right here. Castillo's putting up a fight. He fought off some fuzz with that last fastball from Samardzija. Pence talking it over with Bass and Bumgarner.
One and two. Got him.
Big strikeout. Samardzija opened up the game, struck out the first 3 guys. And this is the first strikeout he's had since the first inning. And it's a big one with a runner at second base and nobody out. So a non-productive out for Castillo. When you're down by 2, that hurts.
Herman is 2 for 2. And he takes a strike on the inside corner.
Herman put a jolt into one his last at bat, almost knocked it out of here. I mean, literally about a foot away from a home run. In right center, more center than right.
Just off the plate, it's a ball and a strike.
So you know that he's seeing Samardzija pretty well.
Posey staying away. And Herman hits it in that direction, and it's 1-2.
You like that pitch? You love it when you're a pitcher out there. Your pitcher's rooting you on, make a good pitch, comes up out of the squat, he's shaking his fist, liking your effort. Man, that was 95 in the outside corner.
Posey going to set up late. Herman almost went after it. It's 2-2. Double look to second. And giving chase is Tejada, and he had little chance, nor did Pagan, so we'll do it again.
He's going to come out and have a word with Samardzija. I think he's going to say, listen, if you're going to miss as you're ahead in this count, think down below the zone. You got a chance here at 2-2. Go down out of the zone, and maybe he'll chase it. Herman is definitely comfortable in that box tonight.
Two and two. Got him.
Knee-high outside corner, and you can understand what Herman is upset about because there was a similar pitch at the same height that was called a ball earlier and really caught more of the plate. This is right in the outside corner. And a perfect pitch. In a 2-2 count, Samardzija is going to try and dot the low outside corner of the strike zone, and he gets the call. Big pitch.
Tomas has bounced out to Crawford twice, so Crawford's probably ready for another one. Can he make it? Not a problem.
Wow. Not a problem.
We will head to the seventh. It's 5-3 Giants. The game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. This is a game where the Giants led 3-0. The D-backs came back. Giants put 2 then on in the 4th on back-to-back home runs by Crawford and Mac Williamson. Samardzija is gone 6 innings, 77 pitches. He struck out 5. Patrick Corbin is out of the ballgame. We're just getting an announcement that Chip Hale got tossed.
I kind of did between innings.
So it happens. It's amazing what you miss when you go take a pee.
Well, hey. Sometimes you don't care.
No balls and 1 strike to Tejada. Herman is still in the game, right?
Yeah.
So Herman did not get tossed. And maybe Chip Hale just took one for the team rather than have one of his players get thrown out.
Well, there was a lot going on. I mean, not a lot of people watching the argument between Brian Knight, the plate umpire, and Chip Hale. And, you know, I mean, didn't have the maximum effect. I think managers go out there with the idea that they're going to get tossed.
Well, yeah, just show their players that they're behind them.
But do it when everybody's watching. Get a little emotion, a little fire in the belly for the dugout. Don't do it when there's nobody watching.
Do it in honor of the likes of Earl Weaver and Billy Martin.
Yeah.
Down the right field line, foul.
Yep, there
Take
you
a
go.
hike.
There's the toss.
Take a hike. Yeah, you heard me.
I mean, nobody saw it.
You know what? Just go.
Yeah, see ya. What?
You're gone.
Me?
Chip, you're gone.
Seriously? I can't hear you.
Chip. Get your money's worth, Chip. 2-2 to Tejada.
You know what we have to find out? We have to find out what the fines are now for manager getting tossed. I always assumed it was like $500, but I'm not sure.
I think you're probably right. How to play again.
I always wonder where all that cash goes. Fine money. If the league office just has one unbelievable Christmas party.
Yeah. Where does it go?
We have to find that out.
Frank Robinson has still got our fine money.
Yeah. When he was the manager of the Giants.
Remember we were going to use it for a party and then he got fired? Yeah. Frank, killing me.
No party.
It's up, it's down, all around.
Well, I mean, clearly Chip Hale's trying to fire his team up. Protect the player, fire your team up.
I almost want to say that to the umpire. Look, I'm going to call you a bunch of names. And I don't mean it. I'm trying to fire my team up and they're behind me. How's it working? Hit well to left. And moving back and leaping up is Herman to make the catch.
Oh, hit well.
Nice at bat from Tejada. And here's Samardzija.
Listen to the sound. I mean, I thought the crack of bat had a chance to get out of here. Just a little too much of a line drive. I don't think Herman was that impressed with it. Well, that's a story about Rocky Bridges, who was our first base coach in 1985. Jim Davenport was the skipper. And Rocky was a longtime minor league manager in Phoenix, the Giants AAA affiliate. And the story goes that he was upset with the call. Ran out to the umpire at second base. It just started flapping his arms around. And while he's flapping his arms around and nodding his head, taking his hat, throwing it in the air, he never said a word. And finally, after a while, he says to the umpire, "When are you going to throw me out?" I mean, he went out there with the idea that, yeah, he was going to get thrown out. Finally, the umpire says, yeah, okay, you're gone.
That was a cartoon.
Rocky Bridges was a cartoon.
0-2. Oh, 3.
Rocky Bridges used to have the same line at the start of every game. He'd stand up on the top step of the dugout, and as we were about ready to take the field, he'd yell out, "We got 9 that ain't afraid." And off we go.
He had a really hard time coaching third because his knees were so bad. And I think, if I remember right, I think Jim Davenport took him off of third and put him at first.
Yeah, he did.
They were afraid that he wouldn't be able to get out of the way of a ball.
The only shoes he had that had laces on them were his baseball shoes. After that, it was all cowboy boots.
There's a strike to Gregor Blanco, and it's been my experience that cowboy boots are like the best for your knees.
Yeah, if you got bad knees, nothing better than a pair of cowboy boots.
0-1 pitch to Blanco. Blanco is 0 for 3. Yeah, Rocky Bridges was an all-star player. 1958.
Washington Senators.
Tapped on the ground, foul. One and two, trying to get on for the gentleman who's enjoying his birthday. And it's not going to happen as this is lifted out to left. And a 1-2-3 inning. Goslin's going to lead things off. Here it's 5-3 Giants. Samardzija is going to go after Phil Goslin, and then we'll see a pinch hitter, and then we'll see the top of the order. This is the 7th. And the pitch, and it's a strike on the outside corner. 78 pitches, Mike. That's pretty good.
Well, and a lot of first pitch hitting by the D-backs. Once Samardzija established the first time through the lineup, he was going to throw a strike one. And remember the last time he saw him here, I mean, he really handcuffed him. So I think they wanted to avoid getting down on the count to him, and that's why they were aggressive early. But when that happens with a team, boy, it's going to keep your pitch count down, and it has tonight.
Crawford will wait for a better hop, but then he's got to get rid of it quickly, and he does, and they just get him.
That's a good play, man. He's something else. Well, follow Giants Baseball live with the MLB.com at bat app. You can stay up to the moment at any moment with game day, live game video highlights, StatCast news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. You can take that play, you can watch it as many times as you want. At the defensive brilliance of Gold Glover, Brandon Crawford. What a play.
Here's Peter O'Brien. Lots of power, lots of strikeouts. And a swing and a foul held on by Buster Posey. He made the last out in the game last night when he was a pinch hitter, and Casillas struck him out looking.
He's kind of in the same boat as Mac Williamson and Jared Parker. I mean, he's had great numbers coming through the minor leagues, power numbers. Now you get to this level, and all of a sudden the game changes a little bit. And he's not been able to plug in, quite figure it out.
Tejada, who's got a good arm.
But guys with power, I mean, you can be patient with. I mean, look at Adam Duvall. Duvall goes to Cincinnati last year in a trade between the Giants and the Reds, but Duvall got a chance to play every day, and boy, he's having a heck of a year.
So here's the top of the order in Gene Segura. And a strike, and it's 0-1.
But Duvall is one of those guys you kind of labeled a triple and a half. This year, hit 252 with 56 RBIs, 22 RBIs, or 22 home runs.
All-star.
Hey, might be in the home run derby. And all he got was a chance and enough time to develop. But he has definitely made it good. He was a guy that had power. He struck out a lot. We're not talking about that anymore.
High fastball taken. Samardzija with pitch number 87. It's on its way, and it's tapped to Crawford. And Crawford's going to throw out his opposite number, and that's going to end the inning. Good move by Samardzija. Have him hit it to Crawford.
Diamondbacks tomorrow as the Giants will throw Albert Suarez on the hill, taking on Robbie Ray, the left-hander. Giants Diamondbacks tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Pregame live, 12:30. You'll see it right here on CSN Bay Area, plus complete pre- and post-game coverage and Giants insider Alex Pavlovich. As always, right here, csnbayarea.com, the authentic home of the Giants fan.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
So Jake Barrett, the new pitcher now for Arizona. Take a look at what he has done in 32 games. 28 strikeouts in 28 2/3 innings. He throws hard. You're going to see a mid to high 90s fastball, hard slider. Occasional change up just to stay in shape. But he can run it up there. Big guy, 6'2", 240.
Pagan on his birthday is 0 for 3. And he takes high, 1 ball and no strikes. Samardzija has done a nice job tonight. He's got 5 strikeouts. He hasn't walked anybody. On the ground, and Goldschmidt is going to take a double away from Pagan. What a play.
That is spectacular effort from the D-backs first baseman, Gold Glover Paul Goldschmidt. And you really get an idea of the instinct that he has on defense with his first step. Cross over and just lay out and quickly get to his feet, and a nice flip above the belt to Barrett. And he didn't even see that into his glove. He couldn't. Wow. That's the big leagues, folks.
So here's Belt. Belt is 1 for 3.
And for Pagan, it becomes a big league hang with him.
Yeah. That's one where off the crack of the bat, you get a great view of it when you're going down the line and you're thinking, you know what? I think I got a hit here.
2, maybe 3.
Overshift is on for Belt. And Belt hits a high fly ball into right center field. 2 outs. This got in on Belt just a little bit. And here's Buster Posey.
One more look from behind as you see just how high that ball came up. And I think that really made the play more difficult. When you're laying out, have that ball come up above your shoulders. A little easier when it's the glove hand side, but still, you can't take anything away from that effort. That's a Gold Glove play from a Gold Glove winner, 2-time Gold Glove winner.
Strike to Buster Posey. Buster 0 for 1.
.97 mile-an-hour fastball for Barrett. He doesn't come up there begging for change. I mean, he lets it go. He's got some bullets in that gun.
96.
Hard to say a guy's nibbling at 97 and 96, but you kind of get the feeling. Posey has a reputation of one of the best fastball hitters in the game. Speed does not impress him.
Three and 1.
That's a pitch you might have gotten in a 1-2 count, not in a 2-1 count. They might have swung at it in a 1-2 count as well.
Swinging a foul in and out of the glove of Wellington Castillo. It's now 3 and 2.
Jake Barrett went to Arizona State. Second team All-American, 2012.
Fair ball down the right field line. Buster Posey is going to have a double.
98 mile-an-hour fastball. And he just enhanced his reputation. Nice 2-strike, 2-out at bat. He sets it up for the guy who's had the best swings all night long, and that's Brandon Crawford. There's the high fastball at 98. Stays inside it. Throws it right down the right field line.
Yeah, catch that one, Goldschmidt. I'm speaking on behalf of Angel Pagan on his birthday.
Well, I do believe he may have said that on the Giants bench.
Here's Crawford. Crawford's had a terrific night at the plate and playing defense on the field. And it's 0-1.
So right out of bed, a nasty changeup. Nasty pitch when you're thinking 98. Another changeup.
Crawford went opposite field on his home run to lead off the fourth.
As we see him do so often, he'll go left field against lefty. This time he got some backspin and some carry. Home run number 8.
Big hop for Goldschmidt, and that'll end the inning. So the bottom of the 8th is coming up. It's 5-3 Giants.
Telecast is presented by authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
It's a 5-3 lead for the Giants as Michael Bourne is going to hit first here in the bottom of the 8th. Bourne is 0 for 3. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
First pitch slider. He was not looking slider. Strike one has just been pretty consistent all night long from Samardzija.
Osich is in the bullpen.
Now Osich is thinking about one guy. That's Jake Lamb.
One and two.
Two-seamer, perfect location. Of the 29 hitters that Samardzija has faced, he has thrown strike one 24 times.
Two and two to Michael Bourne. 2-2 pitch. Here it is. And now full count. Bracho in the bullpen. Here's the payoff. And it's lined to left. And Pagan can't get it. And the tying run is now at second, or at coming up.
Impressive at bat. Down 2 runs, you get into a 2-strike count, work it full, and then you slice one down the opposite way for a 2-base hit. That's a great at bat. Samardzija does not want to walk him. He challenges on the outside corner, and Bourne, to his credit, goes right with it. And as you say, now Samardzija faces the tying run with power.
Goldschmidt is 0 for 3. And he hits a very high fly ball to Blanco. And Blanco gets it quickly to Crawford. 1 out.
And here comes Bruce Bochy.
So Samardzija gets the big out in Goldschmidt, and Bruce Bochy's coming out to get the right-hander, who really did a nice job tonight here in this ballpark. That's so tough to pitch in.
He was outstanding. He's got to feel real good about this one. If you'd put together a consistency with his mechanics, and tonight he was able to apply it. And he gives the bullpen the lead.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. One out in the 8th inning, and the new pitcher is Josh Osich.
Take a look at the numbers for Josh Osich. 40th game he's come into this year. 24 1/3 innings amassed. And for Osich, you're going to see mid to high 90s with the fastball. A lot of two-seam fastball. That's what he throws. I mean, and he gets high velocity with it, with big-time movement that runs hard into a lefty. And in warming up Osich, I think Buster Posey may have broke the web of his catcher's glove, so he'll need a new glove. Osich will also throw a slider and a changeup, and he'll throw them all. And they can all strike you out.
Time to go to work. Lamb is 2 for 3. And he takes low. 1 ball and no strikes. On deck is Castillo. Osich to the plate. 2-0. Three and 0.
Not close.
Now this is it for Osich.
You're right. I mean, he's here to face one guy.
Not close.
Bruce Bochy again coming out.
Well, look, it doesn't sound that damaging that you walk Lamb, but what you do is you lose Osich. He's out. You can't use him later on. It's 5-3. We'll be back. The Giants, the Diamondbacks have runners at first and second, and Hunter Strickland is going to go after Wellington Castillo.
The numbers for Strickland: 3-0 with a 2.76 ERA. Strickland a hard thrower with a mid to high 90s fastball. He will 2-and 4-seam with. He's got a slider and a split. So inheriting a one-out runner in first and second situation, trying to clean up the mess.
Castillo 1 for 3, doubled off of Samardzija in the fourth. He's 1 for 4 lifetime against Hunter Strickland. Bourne at second. Lamb is at first. Foul back. A healthy rip at a pitch at 96 miles per hour.
Castillo was on it. Strickland, you really classify him more of a fly ball strikeout pitcher than a ground ball guy. I mean, he can get the ground ball. I mean, throw a two-seamer down around the knees, he will get some movement that will put the ball on the ground. But more often than not, I mean, he's going to get fly balls than ground balls.
2 balls and 1 strike. Left-handed hitter Chris Herman is in the on-deck circle. One out, 2 on. Deep to left and gone. And with 1 swing of the bat, the Diamondbacks take the lead.
Home run number 10 for Castillo, and look at the pitch. Right out over the middle at the belt. He had just fouled one back on a 1-0 count. He got another one and did not miss it. And you knew by the sound it was going to be trouble.
And here's Chris Herman. So the walk does hurt the Giants.
Yes, it does.
And the pitch is outside.
And now, if you're Hunter Strickland, I mean, you've got to get back into the moment. And it's not an easy thing to do when you've just given up the lead. But you got to keep that deficit to 1 run. And right now, he's got to get the ball down. This is such an unforgiving ballpark. And a guy who throws as hard as Strickland does, he's going to supply power. And high mistakes, belt high and above, they will elevate on contact.
And the walk.
And nobody down in the Giants bullpen right now. And that's going to bring Dave Righetti, and he's going to try and make a mechanical suggestion to get Strickland down to the knees. He's up right now. And if you sense as a pitching coach that that pitcher he's angry and he's upset, you got to calm him down. Not overthrow. Lose your anger. Lower your targets. Instead of looking at the glove, start looking at the shoe tops. You've got to get the ball down.
Here's Yasmani Tomas, who's bounced out 3 times to Brandon Crawford.
Throw-over call by the bench. You've got to keep an eye on Herman. He's got good speed.
Swinging a foul. It's no balls and 1 strike.
Got Posey right in the face. Watch the foul and watch the mask of Posey. Direct hit at high velocity.
No balls and 1 strike. At first is Chris Herman. Foul back. It's 0-2.
One more look at the foul ball that really caught Buster Posey flush. Just hope there's not another one to follow. Slider just has not been an effective pitch for Strickland. Hasn't been able to really locate it to where it can help him out. That was an easy take at an 0-2 count. Diamondbacks know Strickland. They know he's got two pitches that he'll rely on. He's got a third, doesn't throw it very often. But when he's not getting that slider over, or he's not locating it well, they're just thinking about high velocity. He doesn't have a pitch to get him off the fastball.
Out of play into the upper deck. One ball, two strikes. Tap slowly to Crawford. And Crawford will throw out Tomas for the fourth time.
6-3, 6-3. That's a lot of ground balls in the shortstop.
On the play, Herman goes to second. For the Giants in the ninth inning, it'll be Williamson, Green, and Tejada. Drury is going to hit. Make that Drury's on deck, I beg your pardon. So here's Goslin. Goslin's 0 for 3. And he fouls it out of play. This is a park where if you can do it, you have to add on. We've mentioned that a number of times. You got the lead.
D-backs closer Brad Ziegler getting ready for the ninth.
Oh, and 2. And he got him, and that'll end the inning. Giants need a run to tie, 2 to take the lead. It's 6-5 D-backs. to you by Honda. We're going to give it to Wellington Castillo. He hit this 3-run home run to not only Jack went out for his 10th of the year, it also gave the Diamondbacks the lead. He had an RBI earlier with a double in the fourth. So Wellington Castillo is our Honda player of the game. But it's time for a change. Thanks, Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up in smog experts.
So the closer, Brad Ziegler, on now to try and close things out here for Arizona. Ziegler, 16 saves on the year. We're going to take a look at a submarine style, a high velocity guy, big sink on the fastball, slider, changeup.
Facing Jarrett Parker, the pinch hitter,
who is a low ball hitter. So if there's ever a style of pitcher that feeds the swing naturally of Jarrett Parker, you're looking at him.
Parker, foul. Parker hit a long home run in the game last night.
Take a look at the pitch usage from Brad Ziegler, and you're going to get mostly fastballs. But then the changeup has really become a good pitch for him. And don't pay attention too much to the averages. I mean, he's got good numbers. See the slider about 17% of the time.
Swing and a miss, 2-2. A lot of deception when you're facing Brad Ziegler.
Just it's unusual to have to try and pick the ball up for a guy throwing below his belt. But Ziegler, I mean, he's really gotten better every year.
Got a piece.
And he was a two-pitch guy for a long time, sinker slider guy. And then he came over the changeup, and all of a sudden, guess what? He climbed right up the ladder into the closer role. But he's got real good command from that submarine delivery. Just a bit inside. That was the changeup.
Three and two. And a base hit.
Nice at bat.
So here's Grant Green.
Interesting to see how Bruce Bochy plays this. He's got options here. I mean, he can sacrifice and move a runner up. Can put a runner in motion. Green's been hitting the ball. Pretty good bet he's going to make contact.
And the strike.
Nothing you fear if you're Bochy is a double play, and that's why if you move a runner out, you'll move a middle infielder and open up a hole for Green. He's been using the middle of the field, the right side of the field very well since he's come up.
Well, the more pitches that Green sees, as Cantos is getting loose, the better it would be for Grant Green. He's never faced Ziegler before. One and two. You really do have to wait back on a guy like Ziegler. It's hard to do, but you have to. Waited just enough to get a piece.
Nice stay alive right there. That was not easy. Big frisbee slider. And he just does catch a piece. Extendo bat.
Does leave you vulnerable in. And they're going to go in. Foul. One ball and 2 strikes to Grant Green with Parker at first. Giants led the whole game except for the bottom of the 8th. Here's the 1-2 to Green. Got him.
Just a little floater, looked like a little backup slider, didn't do a whole lot, and Green freezes on it.
Connor Gillespie's on deck. Here's Tejada, who's 1 for 3. And this is hit into the hole. That's 1, and that's all they'll get. So Gillespie's going to hit with Tejada at first base. See what he's done over his last 6 games.
Well, 11 for 20, and it really has been a hard 550. The longest time he could buy a hit, now he is putting them all over, line to line.
And hey, he might be the right guy to have up in this spot.
Well, the D-backs are playing him straight up in the outfield. I mean straight up, as straight up can be. They're not really exaggerating anybody in the infield either. That tells you where he's been hitting the ball all over.
It's 2-0 with Gregor Blanco on deck. And a strike.
Take it all the way. Think about Gillespie. He's not afraid to hit with 2 strikes.
And the 2-1. Ziegler bluffs a throw to first. Goldschmidt, and that's the ball game. So the D-backs come back with a big 3-run home run in the 8th inning. And Goldschmidt throwing the leather.
Oh, just another spectacular effort defensively for Paul Goldschmidt, who's been stellar in these first 2 games of this series. And in the end, I mean, it takes away a first and third situation with a great play. Rough loss for the Giants.
Giants have the lead in the 8th inning. They usually don't let those get away. This one, however, they did. Final score here at Chase Field. Final game of the series will be tomorrow. It's the D-backs 6 and the Giants 5. Stay tuned. East Giants Giants postgame live starts right now.